There's a new book called King Dollar.
Uh-huh.
A journalist who's followed Treasury for about 40 years.
Yeah.
And he talks about every time there was a narrative that the U.S. was going to lose reserve currency status, why it's never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
because crypto, that seems to be a threat to the dollar, doesn't it?
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, really?
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries, T-bills.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the U.S. dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact. So I think there's a very good chance that crypto is actually one of the things that locks in dollar supremacy.
And is that why it was crucial that Donald Trump get involved in crypto rather than trying to constrain it like Joe Biden was?
Well, I think constrain's too mild a word. I think make it extinct.
Oh.
So this administration's commitment to digital assets, it's innovation, because there's so many other things that happen around digital assets. And also, it's one of those things that it's one of the most important phenomena that's happening in the world, and the U.S. just ignored it.
Hey, what's going on, Bullrunners? Welcome back to the channel. Imagine this, you're scrolling through the news and suddenly you see a headline about massive moves in the crypto world. Governments pushing digital currencies, huge companies betting big on Bitcoin, and new rules changing how we trade. It's exciting, but here's the problem. The crypto market is moving fast, and if you're not paying attention, you could miss out on game-changing opportunities, or worse, get left behind. The world of crypto isn't just about coins anymore. It's about power, innovation, and wealth building potential. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In today's video, we're going to be diving into the hottest crypto news that's shaking things up, breaking it all down for you in simple terms so that way you can stay ahead of the curve. From global digital currencies to Wall Street's big bets, we're unpacking why the stories matter to you. And here's the kicker. Stick around till the end. I'm going to give you an exclusive sneak peek into a crypto community where crypto pros share tips to level up your game. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the financial markets today. We'll also be jumping over to Forex Factory to give you the numbers that came out today, the red folder news for the week. And we'll be jumping into the XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum charts so we can find our important areas of support and next areas of resistance. Plus, we'll be jumping into our long-term and short-term momentum waves. And so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news like we do for you here on this channel, make sure you subscribe today. And if you're still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. But first, let's head to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market today. Total market cap for the crypto market is $3.26 trillion, and we had $112 billion worth of volume in the last 24 hours. And as you can see, we are trading sideways on the last 30 days as far as the market cap goes. But when you zoom out on the yearly chart, you can see we have definitely started making progress towards that new all-time high above $3.7 trillion. Fear and Greed Index continues to drop, currently sitting at 48 in the neutral zone. Yesterday was a 53, last week was a 65. Altcoin Season Index is still showing full-on Bitcoin season, 22 out of 100. Bitcoin dominance continues to climb, now at 64%, up 1% today. Taking a look at the Bitcoin ETF tracker, we did have an outflow today, minus $6 million for the Bitcoin ETFs. Ethereum plugging along to the upside, plus $4 million of Ethereum ETFs for the day. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1 is Bitcoin, coming in at 104, nearly $105,000. Ethereum at number 2 at $2,500. Tether at $1. Number 4, XRP at $2.17. Number 5, BNB at $645. And Solana wrapping up number 6, $147. Heading over to Forex Factory to check out the red folder news that came out today. Unemployment claims was a positive number for us, forecasted at 246,000, came in at 245. Not enough to make a huge impact on the markets. But the big news that came out today was the Fed funds rate. Currently sitting at 4.5, unchanged. Jerome Powell continues to battle against Donald Trump in this. Everybody in the financial world definitely wants the cuts to start happening, but Jerome Powell is being stubborn and not allowing that to happen. There is no more red folder news for the rest of the week. What to look forward to next week, though: flash manufacturing PMI will be coming out on Monday. On Tuesday, Fed Chair Powell will testify. On Wednesday, Fed Powell will testify again, so expect a lot of volatility next week. And the final GDP numbers, quarter over quarter, will be coming out on Thursday, and then the PCE price index on Friday. We'll make sure to cover all this news for you next week. Heading over to X to check out all the breaking news that's happening right now. As you saw in the intro of the video, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said crypto is not a threat to the dollar. Digital assets are one of the most important phenomena in the entire world right now. So as you know, the new administration is betting big, going all in on crypto. Very exciting for us that's been in the crypto. You are a genius if you are in crypto right now, because the future looks bright. And while you're over here on X, don't forget to head over to Bullrunners at Bullrunners HQ. Follow us on X, and don't forget to enter into our $100 XRP giveaway. Last week, Daniel, Mr. 11, was winning. All you have to do to win this is follow us at Bullrunners HQ, like, retweet, and comment this post, and subscribe to our crypto newsletter. When you subscribe to the newsletter, we're also going to give you a free ebook, Altcoin Secrets, the underground guide to becoming crypto millionaire. All you got to do is click on the orange tab here, enter your best email, and click send me my free ebook. And when it comes to the Fed decision today, Whale FUD did a great job of breaking it all down for us. The Fed does hold interest rates steady for the fourth consecutive meeting. This is why people are starting to get anxious, not understanding why they're holding interest rates at 20-year highs when the economy is doing well. Uncertainty remains, though the Fed notes it is moderated somewhat. 2025 GDP growth forecasts to cut to 1.4%, while inflation estimate rises to 3%. Median projections now indicate there will be a 50 basis points cut this year in 2025, but that's later in the year. Fed sees rates at 3.6 in 2026 and 3.4 in 2027 per their median forecast. Interest rate futures are now pricing in a higher odds for the rate cuts to happen in September, and the Fed's continued pause comes despite pressure from President Trump, who is calling for a 100 basis point cut, which would reduce it from 4.5% down to 3.5%. And very positive news for those in Ohio. Ohio bill would exempt taxes on Bitcoin payments under $200. It did officially pass their House of Representatives in their local market of Ohio. And in some massive news, Coinbase is going to allow USDC stablecoin to be used as collateral. So now you can be on Coinbase and get a loan against your USDC that you're currently holding on their platform. Is Coinbase heading towards becoming a bank in the United States? A lot of things are starting to line up for them that they are pushing for that. Not sure if they've applied for their license to become a bank yet. It is very difficult to become a bank in the United States, but Coinbase is definitely taking the steps towards trying to make that happen. Central Bank of China just said crypto is transforming cross-border payments and reshaping traditional systems. China is coming. We did talk about this the last couple of days as well. More and more nation states are getting behind Bitcoin, but now superpowers are really getting behind Bitcoin. And interesting timing here, Iranian crypto exchange Novatex, it was hacked for $48 million. There's been a lot of talk out there that Iran was going through a crazy, massive cyber attack. On top of that, their crypto exchange was hacked for $48 million. And I know the interest rates are very important for pumping liquidity into the markets, but there are some other signs showing liquidity is coming. US is about to print money like never seen before. Tighten your seatbelts, because US plans to ease capital rule limiting banks' treasury trades. US banks regulators plan to reduce enhanced supplementary leverage ratio, or ESLR, by up to 1.5% for the biggest lenders, which could lower their capital requirements. So if you're not familiar with this, when a bank wants to borrow money from the Federal Reserve, they have to have a certain amount of money in their actual bank reserves to borrow from the Federal Reserve. Well, now they don't have to hold as much. You can look at this as a very positive thing for liquidity coming into the markets, help pump the bags, but this is a very scary thing for the United States because of the fact that we already know that the fractional reserve system of banking has really hurt us in the United States with inflation. This is only going to continue to exacerbate that issue. For my XRP army out there, this was a very funny meme that Michael Paul posted today. It says, the year is 2045 and we're still waiting on Ripple lawsuit to be over. Judge Torres's great-granddaughter has taken over the case and will make a ruling in 25 years. And this is us waiting from our 20s until these ages to get this thing passed and get it out of the way so we can finally get our moon bags for XRP. And some positive news for XRP and Ripple, the company. Ripple takes over Times Square and Grand Central Station with massive digital ads. The message is loud and clear. XRP is going mainstream. And we just talked about Coinbase trying to become a bank. There is a possibility that Ripple also tries to become a bank. So we'll continue to keep an eye and continue updating you on those scenarios as well. And as we talked about yesterday, it is official. For those of you guys that are waiting for the XRP ETFs to launch in the US, we are going to have to continue to wait for that, unfortunately, because they kicked the can down the road for the Franklin Templeton one. But it is official now. XRP Spot ETF has launched in Toronto. So Canada is the first to approve a real spot XRP ETF. Jumping deeper into this Chinese central bank scenario, China has been looking to challenge the United States dollar's reserve status and wants to expand its digital yuan's reach to include domestic and international payments. China is creating an international operations center in Shanghai for the digital yuan, also known as the ECNY. Pan made the remarks at the Luzhaizu Forum, a professional forum for high-profile local and international finance regulators and executives. At the meeting, they said the US dollar in particular may have become less appealing to investors in 2025, partly due to the unscripted rollout of tariffs by Donald Trump over the past few months. Despite the rising adoption of stablecoins, many countries continue to pursue CBDCs, which would be controlled by their own country. Hong Kong, a special administrative region of China, is advancing its stablecoin pilot program. In Europe, lawmakers across member states continue to push the digital euro, while the United Arab Emirates expects to roll out the digital dirham by the end of 2025. So the battle for dollar supremacy is under fire, as many other countries are trying to challenge us. But as you saw in the beginning of the video, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent believes that as we continue rolling out our stable coins here in the United States, backed by U.S. Treasuries, they will be the largest purchasers of U.S. Treasuries. The problem right now is nobody wants to buy Treasuries, so stablecoins will be forced to buy those, taking them off of the ledger, and could ultimately save the United States dollar supremacy. Circle's USDC to become eligible for collateral for U.S. futures trading. And more news for stablecoin. Circle's USDC to become eligible for collateral for U.S. futures trading. Coinbase Derivatives expanding a partnership with clearinghouse Nodal Clear to bring Circle's USDC stablecoin into U.S. futures markets as eligible collateral. The companies announced that they are going to accept USDC as collateral for margin futures trading, a move designed to encourage stablecoin adoption in regulated derivatives markets. This is expected to be the first regulated use case of USDC as collateral and will leverage Coinbase Custody Trust as the custodian. Why is there a big push behind USDC? Well, it is a fully reserved US dollar-backed stablecoin co-founded by Circle and Coinbase. As a regulated and widely adopted digital dollar, USDC enables near instant transaction, has become foundational infrastructure across both centralized and decentralized financial platforms. In May, Nodal Clear started offering support for trading of select cryptocurrency future contracts on Coinbase Derivatives Exchange, CDE, including Bitcoin futures, BTI, Ether futures, ETI, and Nano Bitcoin futures, BIT, and Nano Ether futures, ET. Nodal Clear's chairman said that the plans to integrate USDC as collateral represent our continued commitment to seek to be responsive to market needs and innovative. We look forward to engaging with our clearing members and the CFTC in seeking to make this a reality. As we take a look at XRP in the charts here, as we can see today, a lackluster day. We had a pretty massive downside day yesterday because of the crazy international war going on. Hey, bull runners, are you feeling FOMO about this bull run without the right financial support? We're here to change that. We're not just about funding, we're about growing your business together. Whether you're investing in crypto, kicking off a new startup, managing your existing business, or looking to expand, we have personalized funding that meets your exact needs. Imagine starting your business or getting capital to invest $100,000 to $250,000 at 0% interest. That's not a dream, it's what we do. We've helped countless entrepreneurs like you with 0% interest funding without needing personal funds, income verification, or collateral. With just a 680 credit score, you qualify. We understand that your business can't wait, so take advantage of our quick funding approach. We look beyond the credit score with inclusive approval process that sees the big picture of your business or investment potential. Our flexible repayments are tailored to match your business cycles, ensuring you can manage repayments without strain. With access to our extensive lending network of over 5,000 options, we're committed to finding the perfect match for your business or investing needs. Plus, you'll have our dedicated team by your side guide guiding you through every step of the funding journey. Whether it's buying crypto, hiring new employees, or launching a new product, we're committed to your success. Click the link to connect with our expert advisors and secure your business's future now. Today, we did have a slight dip down to the bottom. We are still holding this level of support that we've been talking about, the $2.15. And when you take a look at the weekly charts, we can see that that is the low of these candle bodies here from April 28th and May 5th. We need to hold this level. You can see they've tried to push the price down several times below this level, but the bulls continue to buy this back up. The $2.15 is a phenomenal level right now as far as XRP goes. If we were to lose that level, there is a possibility of returning back to the body lows here at $1.92. So keep an eye on those to the downside. To the upside, we do have a very important key area here at $2.30 to $2.33 that we have not been able to break through the last couple of days here. And then we have this very important level, which is our weekly high, which will be fantastic to break above that, creating a new higher high in the market structure on the weekly charts. Long-term momentum on the weekly charts is still bullish, but our short-term momentums are still laying flat at the bottom, waiting for a surge to the upside. Then we can see some continuation in the markets for XRP. As we look at the daily here, unfortunately, we have broken down below our zero line on our long-term momentum wave as of May 29th, and it's unfortunately not been able to recover above this section to turn back bullish on the daily. Also, our short-term and mid-term momentums are sloping to the downside. So I'm holding off on any momentum to the upside until we do cross back above this zero line for the Wolfpack indicator long-term momentum. Make sure you subscribe and we'll keep you updated on that. As we take a look here on Bitcoin, it is still holding strong above $100,000. The daily long-term momentum is still above the zero line, still showing bullish, but our short-term momentum waves are getting close to a reset. When we zoom out to the weekly, this important level here of 104,442 is actually from our closed body candles of December 9th and also December 16th. This is where it rejected to the downside before finally breaking above. We are holding that level pretty strongly as a support. The only thing that I do not like that I see in these weekly charts right now is a strong bearish divergence. It even has a flash of bearish divergence on our indicator here. So keep an eye for Bitcoin to not break below 104,000. After that, we need to stay above our 10 exponential moving average, which is currently sitting at 101,000. If we break below those levels to the downside, we could see a return to fill in these fair value gaps down to 98,000 and even a potential severe drop down to $86,000. For some positive outlook from this bottom here to the top of this level right here, and then we box off these weekly candles where we haven't been moving at all, been holding strong in this level, creating a bull flag for us to the upside. When this breaks out above this level of $111,000, giving us a target of $149,000 to the upside. Taking a look at Ethereum, we have the same scenario. If we can get bullish momentum back into these markets, the move to the upside, we have a bull flag printing on Ethereum as well, giving us a target all the way up to 4,084 on the weekly charts. However, if we do break to the downside, start losing this momentum we've been gaining, we could see a fill of this gap here for Ethereum back to 1892.
Hey, Bullrunners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,